Hello and welcome to Blogging for Programmers and Happy New Year. I know you're ready to move on from that whole Happy New Year stuff. But as my board says, this is my first episode of 202G or 2026, if you can read my scribbledy programmer handwriting. And today I want to talk to you about why I don't have anything out right now and how that kind of applies to your blogging career as well. The name of this episode is Stockpiling. And I'm coming back from a winter break. And as I was doing that, I was like looking at my topics. I have about 15 on the board right now. And this one came up as an idea because I should have done a better job here. I should have had some vlogs already stockpiled, ready to go so I can just schedule them. Kind of like the podcasts that I've done, Tilting with Tuples. And I have probably 3 or 4 more episodes to come out by the time I post this vlog. But I did those ahead of time and they're ready to go. And what happens is I did the 24 episodes here and I did several blogs to kind of get me through December. And by the time I got home from vacation at the first week of January, I was not ready to write more. I was not ready to do more. And I'm just sort of let it get put off. So unless you want to be writing and blogging and vlogging, whatever you're doing, it's mostly about blogging, but you need to have a stockpile. So when you write and you have ideas, I've talked about capturing the ideas. Make sure you capture them, but then start filling them out. Write them as you can. And if you can sit down on a weekend and you write 5 blogs, you've got a month ahead, right? So you don't even have to think about it if you don't want to. But you should, because then that whole stockpiling thing becomes like a just write 12 times a year. And it's hard to get remotivated at times. I know I went to Disney, the holidays, to Disney again, family stuff were one of them. But when I got back and I had sitting down at my desk and I had to write my blogs, I've been writing them every week now. Sunday night, I'll be finishing up that Monday morning one. And then I'll hopefully get it formatted and posted. If I don't, I'll do it before work on Monday or during lunch on Monday and I'll get it posted. And I don't like that. I like having that even keel. So I can get like 4 or 5 ahead. Then I can get down to 2 or 3, 4 or 5 and kind of accordion it out. And we talked about writing timelessly. It's a good reason to have at least some timeless content because you can push that out. Last year, I did a series on regedit. And I wrote a few of those about some neat ways I found I could apply regedit. And I didn't post them until like the end of the year when I was trying to write all the videos. And then I ran out of time to write enough. So when I came back from the holidays, I wouldn't have to be in that situation. One thing to note about stockpiling, one negative that's important, is you can't let you be complacent. If you can write every week, even though you have stockpiled content, that is the best. So you're writing and then you take the 4 or 5 pieces you have ready. And that may be 4 or 5 technical posts, 4 or 5 editorials. You may just be writing whenever you want. You want to just post something once a week. If you have 5 pieces, you've got 5 weeks. And some of them can be pushed out. If you come up with a really good idea, because that happens a lot, right? Sometimes you get that inspiration. I want to write about this. Yes. And you go, okay, so let's go write that. You get that down. You want to post it. You just shove the others a little farther out and you're good. And if you get too much, you just start posting more than one. It's really good stuff to have, that buffer. It's kind of like if you're streaming video, right? If the internet goes down for a minute and you've stockpiled 5 or 10 minutes of video, then you never even notice it going down. But if you let it get down, that's when you get stuck. You don't want to end up just writing bad things. You don't need to be encouraged to, as I will talk about in a couple of episodes, just let AI tell you what to write and you just trust it. You don't want to get in that position. You want to be able to go, wow, this is really hard. but interesting topic. Let's just write it. If it takes me 2 or 3 weeks, I've got a buffer. I can keep myself active. It's really nice to have an active blog opposed to a blog that you write to occasionally. Nothing wrong with the occasionalness, but whatever you set yourself up as a schedule, the more you can follow that schedule, the better. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, my name's Lewis. If it hasn't, I don't know who I am. See you later. Bye-bye.